So I finally got some time that I can work on my Oldsmobile that I picked up for $700 from one of my friend's grandmas, and it was sitting in the garage forever. I did get it running at one point on gas that was in there for years. I can't believe it. It must have been pre-ethanol days. And I blew the radiator out. It literally just blew out the side. But I put a new one in already. And always remember to hook up your transmission cooler lines, because I forgot to do that, made a huge mess. Anyway, the gas tank was full of rust and crap, and I neglected to care about it. And then my carburetor got all full of crap. So I took the carburetor off. It's right here. Got it rebuilt, and now I'm gonna slap it on there. I gotta clean the fuel lines, probably spray some brake clean in there and shoot it out with air. Might not be the right thing to do, but I don't care. And I already put some new plugs and wires on the engine. It's a 5-liter 307. Got the new fuel tank right here, and we can put the new fuel sending unit in that's right here. So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully we can get this thing running today. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Let's get it. One thing I really wanted to do is blow out the fuel line right here, but it goes to the mechanical fuel pump that runs off the camshaft. It's right down here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's gonna be kind of hard to blow the brake clean or some sort of cleaning solution or solvent or something back through the line backwards and through the fuel pump. So maybe I'll just say screw that, and hopefully that this new filter I bought for the carburetor will work. And y'all can make fun of me for rebuilding the Quadrajet, that's fine. I know that you can buy an Edelbrock one for cheap, for like $300, but I don't want to put too much money in this thing, so I just rebuilt that one for about $50. And it's my ghetto grandma cruiser, so I'm gonna call it. I don't really have a name for it yet. If you have any suggestions, let me know. So it's been a little while since I've taken this thing apart, and this is the new fuel filter I just picked up. It's a Wix. It's not Fram, because I don't believe in that shit. But it looks like there's like a little check valve there, so I think that's the side that it goes towards the fuel. So like this right here would be the inlet from the fuel line. So I think the fuel pressure would push open this, what I would call check valve. It's kind of more like a spring and a little ball type deal in there. Then you got the spring up in here and the inlet of the carburetor, and I'm pretty sure you just kind of do it like this and put it in there. Alright, so I got the fuel filter and spring in there, and I put some tape on there, some pipe tape, Teflon tape, whatever you want to call it. Not sure if that's the right thing to do, but that's the way I'm gonna do it. Alright, let's put this thing on. Alrighty, let's go ahead and slap this bitch on here. Come on. Come on with it. Hell, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Shit. Let's put this right there. Oh, Jesus Murphy, what the F. I like wearing gloves because then my hands don't get as dirty, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's just way easier to clean up. Yeah, let's see. Jesus Murphy, of course. Okay, maybe I'll take gloves off this one, because it keeps getting caught on all the shit. With my job, I normally deal with diesel engines, so gas engines are not my specialty, but I would like to say that I do know how they work, so. Oh, would you look at this? Oh, would you look at that? Oh yeah, we're gonna need this. That'd be cruise control, baby. See this linkage right here? Gotta put that on there for me on cruise control, come on. All these vacuum lines are nonsense. EFI probably just way fucking simpler than this unit. I can't see fucking shit. Maybe I should get a lit, fam. There we go, baby. Baby. This unit right here goes on there, Let's bring y'all over here, see what I was dealing with. Alright. Okay, see this cable right here? I was fighting to get that unit on there. I believe this goes to the throttle pedal, I think. That would make sense to me. So got a Jesus clip on it. You know why I call them Jesus clip? Because they say Jesus when you lose one. Because they go flinging across the G-dang shop. Try and get my camera positioned. There we go. All right, we're gonna take the gloves off for this one. Oh. There we go. There we go. Come on with it. All right, so right down here, if you can see my finger, there, right there. Yeah, I'm an idiot, and you gotta put on this linkage here first for the cruise control. I don't even know if it works, so, because this diaphragm right here is controlled by vacuum, it looks like, to use the cruise control. And mind you, this thing is a 1983 Oldsmobile with electronic seats. I know you want to go on there. Go to your home. Oh yeah. Okay, maybe I should have put this thing on first. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Then, I don't know, there's different holes here, so this must be for different settings. I don't know if that's just for like altitude or what, but I'm just gonna put it back where it was, because here in Central Illinois, we're not that high in elevation. And I'm just gonna kind of get rid of the jam there. Let's see here. Okay. This might be some shit ass video quality. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's probably right in this hole. Yeah, that looks probably good. Now we gotta put this little sun gun back on there. Get it with the old Guten type 1/4 inch drive ratchet. Should be plenty to hold this thing down. Oh yeah, that's nice. That is nice. Basically, then all I have to do is hook up all these vacuum lines, and I don't know what half these lines do, but you guys, if there's anybody who watched my videos, go ahead. I have no idea what I'm doing. Most of the time. 98% of the time. Okay, gonna hook up all these linkages. Alright, so it looks like I have all the connections hooked up here. This cruise control linkage is back on. We got the throttle, and we got some lines hooked up back here. That one there. This one on this diaphragm looking deal. Some vacuum hoses, fuel lines. And I know I put Teflon tape in there. I know it is a flare fitting and it shouldn't leak, but I don't think the flare is that good anymore. This car is old as shit. Remind you. Oldest one I've owned, I guess. Alright, got the carburetor all back on together, and now it's time for the fuel tank and fuel sender. And I got some fuel line today from O'Reilly's and some hose clamps. Hopefully I got the right size. I got 3 different sizes because I had no idea what size that was, from the fuel sender to the fuel lines that run up front to the carburetor. Because I took this apart a long time ago. So I got my transmission jack right there, and I got new fuel straps right here. I always like to put new ones on when I put new fuel tanks on, just because these seem to go out all the time and rust out and shit and break. And the last thing you want to do is have a gas tank dragging on the ground, creating sparks, and it could explode, and eventually you're gonna die. So that's why we're gonna put some new straps on. Okay. All right, so this is a pretty simple fuel cylinder for this gas tank here. It doesn't have a fuel pump because it's got a mechanical fuel pump that runs off the camshaft. And this, the wires here, there's a power line, power wire that goes right here, and this is the ground wire that goes to the chassis ground. And this here is basically a rheostat that's in line. This here. So it creates more resistance when it goes up or down. I don't know. It's either creates more resistance or creates less resistance. Anyways, that is what sends the power to your fuel gauge needle and that's how you can tell how full your gas tank is. Quick little tidbit if you didn't know that thing. There's 3 things here. One is vent. This here is the vent. This is the pickup right here. This is the sock. And this right here is fuel return, since the fuel pump is always constantly pumping when the engine's on and the carburetor doesn't require that much fuel. If it were to stay on the whole time, it would probably flood the carburetor, overpower the float, the needle and everything. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. So you definitely need this unit right here. So we'll put that baby in here. If nobody's ever seen this done, it's quite simple. I'll show you guys real quick. Okay, so this here is the sealing ring that goes down in here, and this is the locking ring here, and you gotta put it on before you put the fuel cylinder on. So you kind of gotta put it on like this here. Oh shoot, I'm stupid. Never mind, you go on top here because you gotta hold it down. Okay, then you kind of just work it in at a little bit of an angle like this here, and boom, it's in. It has a little tab right here to show where the ground is right here, but it also makes, you know, sure that you are in the right spot. Okay, so then you put this locking ring on here, and then you give it a twist, and underneath these tabs right here, it'll twist underneath there and allow it to lock. So you just take a screwdriver and a hammer or something, or punch, and get it that twisting motion, or clockwise, how you want to turn it. So all right, so like I said, yeah, you just kind of want to make sure that that thing is seated up in there. It's all square. Yeah, that bit right there. Okay, kind of get it started with your fingers like so. Give it a nice twist, and then you beat it over with these tabs. Okay, now it's seated all the way on this one. Looks like I need to beat a little bit more on this one. But the dumbass thing that I just forgot to do is, and if I were to ever have to take this off again, which I hope I don't have to, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of Never Seas or something on there, so if I do have to take it off again, it comes. Or maybe I'll just coat the whole thing in fluid film so it doesn't rust, because that's what happened to the last one, and then the ring broke. That's why I had to get a whole fuel sending unit, because I destroyed it taking it apart. There's no good way to take it off, so that's just what I did. So yeah, I guess I'll just put some fluid film on there and just coat it whenever I get the whole fuel tank back up in there and ready to mount. One thing that I found with dealing with rubber lines, if you use the scroll type clamps that don't have any protectant from the rubber, they normally like eat through it. So I like to use these clamps right here, or these would also work, I think, since they have like that, it's not up against the screw or the scroll. Here, I'll show you an example. I wouldn't recommend using something like this right here. Let's see. Just because that it cuts into the rubber a little bit, and that's the last thing you want, is to have a leaky fuel line. At least I don't. Then you have to drop the fuel tank again, or cut a hole in the trunk if you're ghetto like me. Kind of want to do that sometimes, so that I don't have to drop the fuel tank, do all this crap. But the old fuel tank was so rusty, I ended up replacing it anyways, and I think I may have accidentally thrown the cap away with the old fuel tank. I'm a dumbass. Alright, so I'm going to leave these fuel lines a little extra long. They're 2 feet long right now. I'm only doing that because when I took the old fuel tank out, there's the old lines right up there. When I took the old fuel tank out, the lines weren't long enough to drop the fuel tank all the way to the ground, which, okay, I can see that, but for serviceability, it really does suck. So in case I do have to drop the tank again, I'm going to try and leave them as long as I can, as long as they're not rubbing against something and get a hole in it and leak gas on the ground. That wouldn't be good. So let's see how this goes. All right, so I got the fuel lines on. They're up in there, and I left them a little bit long, like I said. Made it a little bit easier for install. But the wire for the fuel sender, or the fuel gauge input, I don't even know, I think is right here. But I don't know where the rest of the harness is, so maybe someday I'll get to it. But right now I just want to get this piece of shit running so I can get out of my G-Lane garage so I can have a nice warm car to drive to work every day. And I will not be driving this to work every day, of course. This is me, my Sunday Cruiser. Catching all the grandmas be wilding out here with the Oldsmobile 1983 Regency, boy. Yeah, so, and then instead of using a 1/2-inch strap ratchet to jack this thing up since I'm by myself, I'm gonna try this out, which is a drill gun with an adapter on it. And so, try and see how this works here. Oh baby, a little bit of torque monster. Oh, let's see where we are here. It's working, it's just not 100%. I've put an impact on before, but it's just a little too much power for the scissor lift action for the all right. Well, she's up against her, I think, enough to where we can put the straps on now, so we're gonna try that. I know it's kind of up there because fuel neck is up here and that'd be where you fill it. So I always thought these were badass. I don't know why, I just like old cars and you can get them pretty cheap. Alright, so I got the fuel tank in. This transmission jack is such a huge help when you're doing this by yourself. And even if you had 2 people, I mean, I would still rather have something hold it for me rather than try and struggle and put it on there. Anyways, I put new bolts up here, just because the old ones are kind of rusty. And then I fluid filmed the crap out of these bolts here that hold the strap all the way up. And you can see my fuel lines are a little long here, but it's far enough away from the exhaust. You know, we got probably about 6 inches or so. I'm comfortable with it. If it catches on fire, well, it'll make for a good story, I guess. Ugh. Dad noises, all right, dad noises. Tell you what, the government really can fuck some shit up, like a gas can. How hard everything worked fine in the past, and some dumb fuck decided, yep, we're gonna, yeah, this is nice. I have to use the funnel to go to the fuel neck because the little anti-theft siphon flipper deal is in there, and you gotta shove it down there, and you can't use this stupid ass gas can. God, the government could really fuck up a wet dream. Jesus mercy. Good one. Let's see if it even wants to crank over. That'd be a hard no on that one. So looks like we gotta sit here the battery charger for a while. Yeah, it's one of those days, man. Right after Thanksgiving. Come on, what am I doing? Plug the damn thing. It doesn't work that way. You don't plug it in. Let's give her 40 amps, see if we can't just blow this battery right out the engine bay. Come on.